Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to use the vintage truck die, and I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can make trucks and cards with this die. So you really get your bang for your buck for this die because there's several ways that you can create with it. So here is the package insert. This package shows a 3D and a 2D, and we're going to go ahead and start out with the 2D model. And so the die you're going to use is, of course, the die for the truck, which has all of the little details with the lines, so you know exactly where to put everything that you need to put on the truck. And so you're going to need to cut that out twice. It's going to be the front and the back. Then you're going to need this piece right here, which is going to be basically the box part of the truck or the middle part of the truck. So you're going to need to cut that out twice. And then you're going to get all of the different detail pieces for the truck. So you've got the door. And the great thing about this die is you can mix and match your papers or your patterns or whatever you want to do. And then you've got the wheel pieces. So there's several different parts of the wheel. And then you've got your sideboard. And so the die that you cut out, or the die cut that you cut out, the piece of paper has all of the lines, so you know exactly where to put everything, which is one of the things I love about Pixi Dust Designs dies, is that you never are going to question where certain things go because you've got those kind of score lines to show you where to put everything. But I'm just going to dry fit all of the parts together, and then I'll glue them together off camera because I want this video to be more about how to put the different 2D, 3D pieces together. And so you've got all these little detail pieces, and then you've got the steering wheel, the front and the back lights, and then the door handle is the smaller piece right here. And so the magic of a video, I've got that all put together. There are tabs on the front and the back. So I'm going to go ahead and push those down, and then there are tabs or scores on these pieces right here, which is again the inside of the box. So of the two 3D and 2D, this one's probably the easier one to put together. So basically you're just going to take these two pieces, add some adhesive, and then basically lock them together. So I'm going to take the other piece and lay that right on top, and you just want to make sure you have sides all around. If you put it together incorrectly, you'll have an open side, and you don't want that. So you want that box to be enclosed. So as you can see, there are sides around except for the top, of course, the opening. And so I went ahead and glued that together, and then for each of the sides I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to keep those together, to keep it upright shape. And then for the actual truck pieces, you aren't going to need the flaps because this is going to be adhered without the use of the flaps. So I'm just going to take my scissors, I'm going to cut the back and the front flaps off, and then I will start putting the box together. So basically you're just going to add some adhesive and take your truck die cut, and I line mine up by pushing it towards the back so that the that looks like the back of the truck. And so it's as easy as that. You're just going to go ahead and adhere. Make sure that you either take a bone folder or your finger and kind of push that down to make sure that glue connects really well with the paper. And then you're just going to basically do the same on the other side. You're going to add a little bit of glue to the side, and then put your back piece on, and that completes the first truck. Again, this is a 2D model, and you can totally decorate this even more. You can decorate the other side of the truck. I decided not to do that, but that's going to finish off that first truck. For the next one, you're not going to need the middle piece. This is going to use instead 3 of the truck die cuts, but you are going to need these other 2 kind of square dies. So you're going to need 2 pieces of each. I'm going to show 2 different ways actually to put the front and the back of the truck together so that you have some different options. But we're going to start out with 3 die cuts. 2 of those are just white, and then the front piece. And so I went ahead and I put the flap facing up towards the sky. So you want to bend the flap for this first one up towards the sky. Then you're going to take one of those square die cuts, and this is going to be one of the bigger square die cuts, and adhere that to that square die cut. And then for the back piece, you're going to go ahead and again put the flaps up towards the sky, and then add a little bit of glue, and this one is going to go behind the other piece. So you're just going to line it up with the edge of that little square die cut. Hold it together to make sure that it adheres really well. So there you've got 2 of your 3D portions. And then for the front, you are going to put the flap down towards the ground. So that is how that's going to attach to the back. Again, add a little bit of adhesive, and then that one's going to be lined up with the edge of the front of the paper, I guess. So this is one way that you can put this together. There is another way, and I'm going to show you that on the front. And this is one of the projects I made already, and so you can see how it has that crease or that line in the middle. I'm going to show you how to do that on the front in case you might want to do it that. I thought I would go ahead and experiment a little bit with this and see if I could put a straight across back so it didn't have that crease, just to see how that would look. So I wanted to show you that. But for the front, we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how to use the creases, which makes it fold a little bit better. It still will fold. You can push it down and fold it to get it into a card, but there's the straight back. And then for the front, you're going to need 2 of the squares. So if you were doing the back the same way, you would need both of those square die cuts, but since we put it straight across, we only needed 1. And so for this, I'm going to put the flap for the front of the truck facing down, add a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to take that square die cut, and that has a score line in the middle, so I'm going to line that up with that flap, and then I'm going to push that down at the score line, push that piece of paper down at the score line, and then that's just going to adhere to that middle piece really easily like that. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and then take that piece and butt it right up against there, right where that flap is. And then for the back piece, I'm going to basically create the same process. I'm going to add some glue again. I'm going to take that other square piece and fold it at the score line. But for this, for the adhering the very back piece, the third piece of the truck, you're not going to need the flap. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. And then add some more glue to basically the scored piece, and then push that back piece up against so it meets at the edge. And that is the other way that you can put this together. So the difference basically is one has a crease and one does not. So either way, you do the same process on both the front and the back, but that is going to be the 3D model. And really, after you learn how to do it, it's super easy to put together. And then here is the 2D model. And then for the last one, I'm actually using the spring accessories die set to add all these cute little bunnies and the carrots and the Easter basket and the eggs. So that is from the spring accessories die cut, and I've just kind of arranged those around in the truck. And then you can also put this flat on a card, which is basically you're just putting one of the die cuts together, and that's going to be it. And that's going to be it for me and my video today. I hope this was helpful and that you enjoyed it. I would love a thumbs up if you did. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.